Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
We got some stuff to talk about tonight. I want to do
All
a
right.
quick announcement thing before we get into pop quiz, because I know we're going to do it again, but sometimes people drop out. You have tomorrow off. We're not doing a Rungren's assignment tomorrow.
Yes.
And then starting the week of the 21st through the week of the 28th, Rungren's taking some time off. We're still going to do the Monday show. Rungren's taking some time off during those weeks. So.
But, if you're in the Discord and you want to ask me anything, you still reach me.
I think
I am locking myself in a room for 2 weeks. That's a totally different set of events, but
yeah. That also means that after no, I've got some stuff planned already, Dark. I appreciate it. I really do. But I got some stuff planned already.
He's gonna play games.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. I've got a bunch of games in the backlog that I've been waiting to stream. So during that time period though, we're not gonna watch any Gundam either. And so we're not gonna start Gundam Seed before that and like split it with the time off. So we're just not gonna start Gundam Seed until after. Actually, that is one of the games. We'd already talked about it. The last Friday of the month, we're going to do SD Gundam Battle Lines. But you and me, Dark. But we don't want to start Seed and then break through halfway and have like a 2-week break and everything. So we're just going to start Seed after his vacation is over.
Yeah. And look, well, I'm hurrying, all right? I don't want to hear it. We'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
Where it is. I'm supposed to get. Keeps moving the goalposts on me.
We're gonna get to that movie in a little bit, Dark. Don't worry. But before all that, do we have a pop quiz tonight?
Yes. I'm sorry, my desk is a mess. I got it over here. I do. Okay. So let me get situated. And I'll give you your pop quiz.
Yep.
All right. Let's see what you know about money, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So, what?
Prepared to fail.
It's hard not to. These are not meant to be easy. Okay. They're meant to be fun, though.
Yeah.
So, what do P.T. Barnum, Mark Twain, Walt Disney, and Donald Trump have in common?
All of them are secretly still alive. No. They all have their head on a quarter?
What?
That's not true. They don't all have their face.
Close, Doug. I understand why that we would go to. I'd go to that, but they no. They have all at one time in their life been bankrupt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I knew that about 2 of them. I didn't know it about the other 2.
Okay, this is a hard question to ask. I want to make sure you're clear on what I'm asking for this one, okay?
Okay.
So what I need is what is the most amount of change you could have without being able to make change for a dollar bill. So somebody comes up and goes, "Hey, I have $1. Can you make change for me?" How much money can you have in change and not be able to make the most that you can have and not go, "No, I can't make change for that."
I could probably sit here and do the math.
Okay.
Get it right. But I don't want to stall the show, so I'm going to instead do my normal and throw out a bad answer that might be right. And I'm going to say 49 cents.
Okay. Okay. So that's not right. That does not break it evenly into $1. So you'd have to have at least you had to have at least 100 pennies
Right.
to be able to make change for the dollar, right?
Right.
But let's say you had 3 quarters, 4 dimes, and 4 pennies. That comes to $1.19. So you would actually have $1.19 in change and couldn't break a dollar evenly.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
So I didn't. I
Yeah.
don't
No, I
think I'll
don't
count
know.
that against y'all.
I don't know how
Right.
you could have worded that where I would have understood it before I knew the number.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. All right. Here we go.
That's not on
Uh,
you.
okay. All right.
Because he doesn't feel good. He can't type to tell you hurry up.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough, Bubba. All right.
Hurry up,
On
Rundgren.
the American penny, nickel, dime, and quarter, there's only one head that is facing to the right. Everybody else is facing to the left. Which one is that? And who is it?
It's the penny. And it is
Yes.
Abraham Lincoln.
It is.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Nice job, sir.
Happen to have a
All right.
penny right here.
Oh, you cheating.
Yeah, I have a really
I didn't know
funny
you had
story
any money at all.
about this penny, but I'll tell
Oh.
it later. It's not important right now. I do also have
Okay.
my Octopath Traveler leak. Not
Well,
really
that wouldn't have
gonna
helped
help
at all. Really? Really? I'm so sick. I can't really type.
I typed it for him.
Yeah.
Dark still hung on the
Whoa.
last question.
All right. Look at that. You need to make 100 cents. You gotta anyway. I
don't have any
I don't
cents
know.
at
I don't
all.
know. Fair enough. So we'll just go on to number 4. All right. So just true or false? True or false? The original motto on U.S. coins was "Mind your business."
I want that to. I'm gonna say true just because I want that to be true.
That is true. The original motto was "Mind your business." Ah, I see dark. Hold on. That is true. That is true. The original motto for the mind your business. That was the original one. You should, but if you have 3 quarters, 4 dimes, and 4 pennies, you don't have enough change to make 100 cents.
Right.
To make
Can't
$1
break it
each.
down in any.
Yeah, you're going to either give or they're going to lose some value. Well, history is history, and government's going to government, and Federal Reserve's going to Federal Reserve, and now we're on a watch list.
Hey, Remas.
What's up, Remas?
I'm gonna take something
Gone
to see
through
if I'll
here.
stop sneezing.
All right. So, I think that would. I kind of want that on. I wish that was on coins. So,
Yeah,
yes.
that'd be great.
So this one, we'll see. How many ridges are there around the dime?
Oh, because it's got those little crenellated ridges around the side of it, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Four pennies. 4 pennies. 4 pennies. 4 dimes, 4 pennies. At least 3. You are correct, Remus.
I'm gonna say 50.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. It's 118. So
50 states.
fair enough. All right. So this is question number 6. Okay. It's kind of a long one.
Okay.
When asked why he was holding out for more money than the president made, Babe Ruth said, I had a better year than he did. Who was the chief executive, the 31st president of the U.S. at the
Oh,
time?
I was gonna be so confident with my answer until you gave the number. I'm gonna
Right.
say it's either in my brain. I'm probably very wrong. We know that my brain doesn't work with time, right? That there's a gap where I just can't process. I'm gonna say it's either Gerald R. Ford or Nixon. I'm gonna say Ford.
Okay. Well, though that's like way that's way like years later,
Oh, that's fair.
20, 30 years later. It was Herbert Hoover.
Okay.
Uh,
Like I
did
said,
that.
that
That's all
gap,
right.
I can't process it. I try, and it
Right.
doesn't matter.
I think you're going from like, let me think. So yeah, so like Babe Ruth, that old black and white, that kind of funny. The film always looks a little bit sped up when they speed up this, when they show
Yeah.
the sports from that time. It's that kind of sepia and black and white.
Mm-hmm.
To the era you're talking about was there was a show. Do you know what Chips is? The motorcycle cops.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that TV show. So
Okay.
kind of that time period. I don't know how long that was. Probably wasn't as long as I think.
I don't think that's why dark, but that I mean,
No, no, no. That's what it's called across the pond, and that's just a funny coincidence.
can real
I think
quick.
that man was aptly named. Sorry,
Can I
what?
tell a very short, like, derail for a second? Talking about across the pond.
Okay.
So in Warhammer 40K, there are these units called Ancients, and almost always they have like a skeleton hand or like a big skeleton guy they're carrying around or something, but they also have a flag. I thought they were ancient because they're old. I found out today they're ancient because that's a title in the British military for the person who holds a flag.
Okay.
What? Why are they called ancients? That doesn't make any sense.
Apparently, because they're holding the flags, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but
You answered your own question.
but why is that what you call them?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, please continue.
Next thing you know, be asking me about lieutenants and anyway.
Because it's awesome. Yep.
Oh my gosh. So look, the word one appears on the $1 bill. How many times? How many times?
7.
It's actually 8.
Oh,
You're very close. Yes.
I could see the $1 bill in my head, and I missed one somewhere.
Yeah.
Literally.
Very close. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. All right. Not bad. All right. So,
Thank you, Rima.
all right. Donald Duck's uncle was the richest duck in the world. What was his name?
Scrooge McDuck.
All right. You get that one.
I know
Very
my
good.
life's like a hurricane here
All
in
right.
Duckburg.
Okay. There's gonna be multiple choice.
Okay.
So with the coinage we have, how many ways is it possible to make change for $1? Is it A, 23, B, 93, C, 193, or D, 293.
So when you said the original number, I was like, oh, that's way too high because it's like 4 quarters or 10 dimes. And then I realized you didn't mean values, you mean currency, like the actual value of different ways you can break it down. Um,
No, they have it now, Dark. So I mean, 40K. I don't know.
what was the third option?
The third option is 193.
I'll go
The
with
third option is C.
C, 193.
Okay. So the answer is D, 293.
okay.
James, you make it's 293. I'm going through that. No, not bad. All right. One more. One more multiple choice question. All right.
Okay.
We'll finish this one off. How many pennies would weigh a pound? So how many on a scale would you need to make it weigh a pound?
What's the
You need
conversion?
40.
The British pounds. What's the conversion?
I knew you were going to do something like that. It's not pence to the pound. How many pennies would weigh 1 lb?
Okay.
All right, so listen. Here's your options. A, it's 46. B, it's 101. Hence the Dalmatians. C, it's 181. And then D, 299.
I'm trying to guess it based off the one I have. I'm gonna go with B, 101.
It's 181. It's C.
Oh.
But you did get what you got 3 right this week.
Yeah.
You're 3 right, very good. That's one higher than your average.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was kind of a gimme question in there or not.
Scrooge McDuck.
I wasn't gonna call it out. I was just saying. All right, not bad, sir.
I love DuckTales.
Dang it!
All right. Well, let's run a quick ad, and then we will go into
All right,
Gundam.
fine. All right, yeah, we talked about that. We're too long.
I cannot run an ad because it says one is about to start. So.
But now I'm not gonna. You're gonna wait on me now.
We will just, I guess. I'm gonna take a drink.
That's one too many T's. It's 1 2 minutes. So we're having an ad. I bet they're not getting an ad.
Oh, there.
And now we're just sitting here being awkward.
Ad has just started, supposedly.
We shall see.
Oh, see. I love Duck. Scrooge McDuck was hero's not the right word, but like the growth that Scrooge McDuck has on that show is really good. All right.
Well, glad the timing worked out.
Haven't had ads.
Synchronicity. Sometimes it's beautiful.
Gundam time.
All right, cool.
So we got 2 things to talk about tonight. First off, we have the finale of Turn A. Put up spoiler boo for that.
Okay. Is that what we're starting with there?
Yes.
Okay. There's some part of the of just the overall series. Fair enough, Dar. Fair enough. There's some parts of the series that I think are really, really good. Well done. I think there's times when I think the writing is very fluid, even in and I know that's on translation.
Yeah.
Right. coming through and how they do that, some of the things they got to go through. They come through very fluid with some of the visuals. Now, Trey and I completely disagree on the ending of this.
Yeah.
I say the last like 20 minutes, 30 minutes is like a cop out. It's like you get it. And then this,
Right.
this. And he's like, no, I'm happy with it. It wraps everything up.
Yeah.
I think that's everybody got with who I thought they got should be with or whatever. I don't know. Going through. I think once again, it's kind of the situation where Tomino's really trying to tell a much bigger story than he has either the ability or time or finances backing to be able to make.
There's no question once they get to the moon, everything's rushed. There's no question at all. I don't think anybody could defend that. As much as it's, like I said before, it's my favorite Gundam series. I can't defend Gim Gingham and Agrippa Maintainer coming in the last 8 episodes of the show.
Yeah.
Seed isn't as bad as Destiny. Stargazer's better than both.
Oh, no. Yeah, that was great for y'all's pep talks. I'm trying to get up catch up and see what it is that makes you people tick.
Seed at least has cool mobile suits.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's like the thing, right?
Yeah, you will like those more than you liked the mobile suits in Turn 8 for sure. There's no doubt in my mind.
Okay. Well, that's like, whoa, set the bar high there, buddy. No, I don't know. I don't know there's much to say with it because it's like, fair enough. It's like I don't know. I it's about the best way to explain it. It's like you don't have that story's not coming across like I think you want it to.
Sure.
Or you're thinking that people should be taking it, right? And I'm obviously there's things I could be missing here and there,
right?
But as far as the look of it, the style, the setting of it, there's a lot of it I really kind of like. I do.
Yeah.
Do that. The overall arc and pitch, it comes down to individual characters, small arcs, It's like I can give and take, right? Just take that away, expand that. Well, I want to take it like Tony Stark and move that, get rid of that, expand
I think
that.
You hit the nail on the head with it comes down to the specific characters, and if you don't like those characters, you're not going to like the show. Because that's what it is, really. It is those individual character arc, Oh, the Gin is so good. I love the Gin. But the overarching story is kind of nebulous in a lot of ways, as it's just, people want peace. Other people want war. It's like, you can say that about anything. It really is just a character-focused show.
Can you tell at the end... I was I might have been rolling my eyes a bit much. To really may I missed it through there. Except for maybe, I know that, with Kalel and there's kind of switch up and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's any, it's like who's really better off at the end of the day.
So Tomino has come out in interviews, and it should have been more shown in the show. There's a couple moments that show it where Diana talks about wishing she didn't have all this responsibility. But Tomino has said in interviews that what she really wanted more than anything else was just to be happy on Earth. She didn't want any of the response. She just wanted to live on Earth, Yeah. And so I think she comes out pretty well. And, of course, Kiel comes out pretty well with Diana. But other than that, it's mostly just everybody's lives are somewhat better, maybe not a lot better, but somewhat better than they were, except for Sochie's, who is worse.
Yeah.
And, Corin's dead, so I guess...
better, worse, depending on, how you want to take it, I guess.
He's not following the heavenly bagworm anymore, so I guess that's... There's
I don't know.
some really good Gens you should see, Dark.
For me, all right. For me, this one I think is the Fallout 4 of Gundam.
Oh, okay.
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 So there's stuff in there, man.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Okay.
I'm not saying, I'm not disparaging you there. That is higher praise than I expected you to give it.
Okay. No, like there's stuff in there I dig, man.
Yeah.
And there's stuff I think it deserves to be commended for. But it's just some stuff is so. Now it is miles better than the other thing we're going to talk about. So when you're ready,
Yeah, let's switch over to that. I think it's been well documented at this point how I feel about Turn A. At some point, I'll do like a standalone video on Turn A where I just gush about it for a while. I don't want to just spend the next hour doing that. So let's talk about G Savior.
holy cow!
I think
That is the most.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I think you said it best partway through the movie when you said, "This is trying to be Power Rangers, and it's just not."
Yeah. That was so awful. And what's funny is, okay, so and look, I appreciate G's. I do.
Absolutely.
I recognize. Yeah. Okay. Whew. I loved Hercules and Xena. Okay. Yep. I recognize cheese. I know what it's got to be, but oh man, look. If they had just kept everything on like Earth,
Yeah,
and had the Gundams fighting on Earth,
yeah,
and they used like the Zord suit or whatever it is,
sure,
from, like,
yeah,
as a Gundam, 50 times better.
Agreed, 100%.
50 times better. If they had did that when it got to the scene of the guy in the suit standing over miniaturized crap, punching another guy in the suit, I'd have been all right. What I have just sat through has now paid off.
Yeah, high faith.
Okay,
blame this on the misfortune of your birth, indeed.
Okay. I'm
yeah. Go ahead. I'll save my stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I don't want to give anything away.
Not that there's much plot to give away.
No, there's not. I do want to point out something. There's two.
The McDonald's ad from Japan.
So there are two actors in this series. They are a little bit older. And they are both people that you're gonna go, okay, I've seen them in things before. Never the main character.
Yeah.
You know, probably not even multi-arc, but they've been in shows here and there. You know, seen him as a side character for a while. In there, and look, they can act.
Yeah.
Honestly, in the scenes where they're with everybody else, you know, they bring up the performance of everybody else. I'm gonna put that they do a good job.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to get away from them. They nail it.
They get one scene with each other, and it's the single best scene of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's great is look, for as deep as this show is, you could take it, each one of those actors, switched them.
Yep.
To the other role. Both of them would have done just an amazing job. There was nothing, you know, it's when I was 8, if I saw this when I was 8, and of course that would be a long time for Power Rangers and everything. If I saw this when I was 8, this would have been the greatest show I have ever seen. The script I'd have written maybe when I was like 13.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, it is. I can't say I'm sad, you know, why did we watch that? It's like, no, that needs to be seen.
Yeah, I implore you, if you have not seen it because you've heard all the bad things, you need to watch it. It's terrible. It is abjectly terrible, but you need to see it. So, I've got a short list here of things I wanted to bring up, especially because I knew going into this that there was a good chance that a good chunk of our audience would watch this movie and has not seen it yet.
Okay.
I want you, the audience, to watch this movie, and I need you to pay attention to the main character's mouth and chin. Because every time he has a scene, well, you and Remas, Dark, every time he has a scene, he's doing this. He just can't keep his chin still. And it baffled me throughout the entire movie. The second thing, I need you to see that they made dollar store. There you go, Faith. Now that's the majority now. That's 3. Dollar store Jared Mesa shows up in this. And he is overacting so bad, but he would have been great as a Power Rangers villain. I see you, Mark.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I wanted to mention is I hope you're excited because the beam sabers make lightsaber sound effects.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the special effects in space. Seriously. Let's not talk about them.
It looks so bad.
Okay. Now, as a dummy, right? Especially when it comes to
emotional
damage.
And maybe it has to do with how just absolutely wonderful the rest of the show, but I thought the cockpit looked good.
Yeah, I agree. The cockpits are good stuff. And then we find out in the credits they outsourced those.
Outsourced the cockpits I've made, yes. Oh my gosh.
That company did a good job that they outsourced to.
What this was is, look, this was a marketing attempt to set up Gundam.
Yeah.
Like Power Rangers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it was. That's what they wanted to do. I will stand by that.
Yeah, that's why they had their own mobile suits. You know, they didn't use Zaku's. They had the Race, M4 Race, and the G Savior, and they didn't ever give us a name for Jack's mobile suit. It existed.
Oh man, the suits were so look, it's not quite like when you jump, like you have this really cheesy, like Hercules Zenith, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Drama trying to play out, and then when they shoot to the scenes, they use, let's say they use shots from like an SD Gundam game.
Yeah.
It's not quite that bad, but the G Savior, I don't think will be too far outside of the realm of an SD Gundam game.
Yeah. I do want to point out that Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam came out the same year for the PlayStation and or Gundam Versus, not Gundam Versus, that was the next year. And it looks way better. Part of that is that the Gundams actually have color instead of just being gray.
Oh yeah. Like look, we probably need to move on because I'll sit here and just slam it. But though I don't want to give away any spoilers. Believe it or not, I still want people to watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's worth watching.
Deserves to be seen.
I love that I have this whole synopsis of the plot written up. I remember nothing of it. I told you when we sat down to watch this movie that I had seen it before, but I could not recall anything. Which happened with Victory, and as we were watching Victory, I remembered more things. That never happened with this movie. I never remembered any of it.
It wasn't that bad for me. There was some stuff that, like I said, I rolled my eyes quite a bit, but every once in a while they were on the screen. So
yeah,
like I said, once I saw exactly what this was, Like, yeah, there is no artistic
Yeah.
merit
No.
to what they've done there.
All right. We'll move
go
on
watch-
from G Savior.
Oh man,
That's not worth that price.
That's
On the plus side, that means I could rewatch the movie in like 10 years and it'll be new to me again.
yes.
Oh, I did the Jared thing with Jack too, where I was like, man, I think I'm gonna like this guy, and then I didn't. And that's the fact that they sold me on Jared Mesa, but couldn't sell me on Jack tells me, yeah, no, you weren't gonna make it as a Gundam property.
Look.
You can't sell me on your villain guy.
I'm going to give you one line. I will give you one line. I'm going to do my best to quote it. I'll do my best to act it.
Okay.
All right. And I think you should understand this movie. Give me a second. Let me get situated. I can't be looking directly in the camera.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't work.
Absolutely.
All right, so I could check my things. It was a long time ago, okay? Never make eye contact again. Now, the eye contact thing wasn't there.
Yep.
Right.
That is certainly a scene from that movie.
Okay. All right.
So, other than Gundam, how's your week been?
It's been all right. Go through that. Let's see. Let me put my time signature there. All right. So, what have I done this week? I haven't done much. I did play Lotra. That's always good.
Yeah.
I enjoy playing Lotra. Running around, fighting things. Go through that. I haven't played Don't Starve either in a while. We may have put that down. So I want a good co-op game.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily like. Look, I love running around the first-person shooter and all that. That's not that's not the type of co-op game I'm looking for.
Right.
Anything like that. So still looking for the next one. I'm not paying that much for Diablo 4.
Right. Don't blame you.
I'll do that. And Diablo 2 is still way too expensive. I don't know. We'll figure out the next one to do with on that. Actually, I was brainstorming a little bit what I'm going to do on days when I don't have to do anything or set up for anything. I'm going to be dragging out all my music equipment.
Yeah.
There's a small part of me that's like, technically, I could probably work it out. Oh, thank you very much. Probably technically a way I could work it out. I think I could probably plug everything in at once.
Yeah.
Can I explain? I don't have a good reason why I would do that and then plug a guitar into it.
Right.
Like have all the and make horrible loud noises for hours. I don't know if I'll get to the point of plugging everything in, but that's
right.
Kind of the nature of what I'll be doing there. So I'm kind of looking forward.
Yeah.
Maybe not have to set up for anything else, but making noise and be able to leave it set up. I'm not gonna lie. Once I can get it set up, and then like I need a day's recovery.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now I can play something. They're back. So that's why it's gonna be. Ooh, I'm gonna do it though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I looked through some games, but there was nothing that really stood out for me to play.
Yeah.
Was looking through the Pathfinder book, running up on that. I did start rereading I haven't read it in a long time. The Weight of Glory, C.S. Lewis.
Yeah.
And really, that's about. There's not much
Okay.
that has happened in life since last time we talked.
Okay.
What about you, sir? How's your
Mine's
week
kind of in the same regard. I've
Okay.
been working a lot. Saturday I worked 17 hours between the 3 jobs, and I was beat Sunday and I was beat Monday, and I come home from work today and slept until 5 o'clock, and just the usual stuff. But you do what you got to do.
All right.
Did get to play a little bit more Dredge while clothes were drying the other day, and still really liking that game. Hauling trawl nets behind my boat now as I'm going around, and I got an achievement for blowing a foghorn back at a ghost ship. I didn't realize it was a ghost ship. I thought it was another ship. I honked my foghorn and sailed towards it, and then it vanished in front of me, and I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't be out here this late.
The Flying Dutchman.
But it's that's a really good game still, and I'm excited. That's one of the streams that I'm going to do during your time off. I'm going to do a follow up stream on Dredge,
Right.
show people some of the later stuff that I've already unlocked, and then still been working on Octopath. I'm almost done with it. I have all of the main character stories done. All I have left now are the paired stories, which are very short chapters each, where 2 characters come together for a story.
Gotcha.
And then I have the ending, which is like a dungeon. It's a full final dungeon, secret boss, all that stuff, like where all the stories converge upon each other. So I'm excited. And I've also just about finished Baldur's Gate. We are in the epilogue. We are in the epilogue, and our schedules have not lined up, my wife and I, to be able to finish the epilogue. But we are in the epilogue. We have like 4 people left to talk to, and then we see the credits. We're right there.
Okay.
So we were doing it, and it was great, and she got called into work. So we're right there. But really, really good game. Really enjoyed the ending so far. The devs have even put out a statement being like, hey, we understand the transition from Act 2 to Act 3 is rough. We understand that the start of Act 3, a lot of your freedom gets taken away for a little while. We can't fix that with the way we built Act 3, but we've learned our lesson from it, and in our next game, we're going to make sure we try not to do that.
Well, the complaint was railroading that through that part, right?
Yeah. The first part of Act 3 is very railroady.
It's if they're wanting to tell a complete story, it's hard not to do that a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you at least do your best to disguise it in some format.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's not hard not to do that a little bit. But yeah, especially if it goes too long, it's gonna be a problem.
And once you get past that part, it's great. You have free roam. You can do whatever you want to do. The choices that we made wound up turning some of our own friends against us, and it was really enjoyable. It was cool to see choices we made in Act 1 and Act 2 come back to hurt us or help us in Act 3. So it's a really good game. I'm excited to talk about it more after I'm done with it. I want to do a full wrap-up video on it, but honestly, that game, to be able to do a full wrap-up video on it, it kind of deserves a full nother playthrough that I'll probably do solo, but just to be able to get through it a little bit faster. But
you want to play it again.
It kind of deserves a full nother playthrough before I do a video on it. I think that is not the kind of game where you beat it once and go, all right, now let's talk about how deep a game this is.
All right. Well, look, I don't see Dark saying anything, so I'm going to say it. Maybe you'll romance the right one this time. Okay.
Yeah. Look.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is there is a moment.
I don't know what that means.
I got an ending with that character that wasn't the best ending with that character, and it ripped my heart out when that character basically says, "We did good, soldier. We did good, didn't we?" And I was like, we did, Karlach. We did. I'm sorry. I should have been with you."
Spoilers, come on.
Well, I'm not saying she died or anything. I'm just saying it was very heartfelt in a way that made me go, oh man, she was definitely the right choice.
Right. Okay.
No, I did not. It's just, I'm not going to get into spoilers or anything. Like I said, I didn't kill her. She didn't die. I didn't get the worst ending for her. But just her dialogue made me go, oh man, maybe I did choose the wrong girl. But I didn't get the worst ending for any characters. I got the second to worst ending for a handful of characters, but I didn't get the worst ending for anybody. That is correct, Dark.
Dang it.
And then real quick, I finished 2 audiobooks this week. Been listening to a lot of audiobooks driving to work, while work, you know. And the first one I finished was Harrow Master. They're both 40K audiobooks. Preface that.
Okay.
Harrow
Let me
Master.
bring down my elation just a little bit. Not much, man. I'm glad you're happy with it. It's cool, but
So one of my biggest problems with 40K is that the Imperium is kind of dumb. You know, we've talked about it before, but the whole thing of, hey, we can't make new stuff because that's against our faith. When it's like, yeah, sure, I understand how it got there. I love the Imperium in some ways, right? I love my Blood Angels. I also totally understand why the other factions hate it. And so Harrow Master is a book from the Chaos Space Marines viewpoint, from the Alpha Legion. And the ways that they're just like, yeah, unlike those guys over there, we make new stuff all the time, man. Check out this cool stuff we made. We took a dude and we shoved him into a machine and then we put a demon in it. And now he controls the demon in the demon engine. Like, okay, that's kind of cool. But
yeah.
It was a really fun book. There was a lot of subterfuge and people tricking each other, and it was really fun. The Alpha Legion is very much the, hey, right as you're about to kill me, I'm going to say this code word, and you're going to realize that you actually were Alpha Legion this whole time, and you're not going to try to kill me anymore. The other book, though, is the one that I think all of you would be more excited to hear about, which is Ascension Day. Darkteal Blood Angels, nice. Well, the Alpha Legion are a little bit smarter. They play everybody against each other. They're a little bit smarter. But Ascension Day is about the Gene Stealer cults. And the Gene Stealer cults are this faith that it's really not hard for them to spread, that believes in the Tyranids, and says the Tyranids are star gods, the bugs that want to eat everybody.
Yeah.
Because at least they don't make you work until you die and then turn your body into corpse starch. At least they just eat you and move on. And so the book is about, like, the working class rising up against their oppressors to try and be eaten. Because at least that's better than having to give our children to the Imperial tithe and see them turned into soulless machines.
Okay.
And,
rocking a hard play situation.
yeah. It's really fun seeing the dichotomy of it.
I just need to point out one thing.
Absolutely.
There is absolutely no requirement for even an average intelligence in politics.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
You don't have to be smart
Yeah.
to be able to play politics. There's a very limited set of rules you need to understand.
Yeah.
And then go. So, yeah, there probably are smart as ticks, as you notice the end of the word politics.
Yeah.
Many parasites. Anyway.
The crux of the conflict in this book is, I understand, Faith. The crux of the conflict in this book is because the guy that's in charge of the planet is absolutely like, oh, my will is better than everyone else's, and what I think is right, and I won't listen to any of you, and the working class are revolting, well, just go kill them until they stop.
The working class are revolting. Tell me about it.
And so it's very satisfying when characters are able to, like, reach past that, and even some of, like, their own people are like, hey, maybe we've gone too far. Like, maybe we should not be doing this. So it's a really good book. Again, I wish there was a faction that was just the people rising up without the intention to get eaten, but without the help of the Tyranids, they probably wouldn't get any help, you know? I did not see him in there, no.
No.
He might have piloted a Bugu in Build Fighters or something. But in one of the side
I want
ovas.
you to understand, the suits are very suspect.
Yeah. Suits is a strong
About
word
what
to use for those.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I liked Ascension Day a lot. It's a real short book. It's like 6 hours. I listened to the whole thing over a couple days of work, and it was very, very good. Again, just keep in mind that these people aren't going to have a happy ending even if they win. So just remember that going in. There are no happy endings in 40K. Everyone dies terrible deaths. That's how it works. But that's pretty much been my week.
All right, sir.
So we can get into announcements because we don't have any reviews again. I'm so sorry, everybody. We just don't. Our first announcement is I gotta make tabs lined up. Got them all mixed. Yusuke Murata, which is in the Origin series. There you go. Thank you, Rimas. I knew it was one of them. Yusuke Murata, who is the artist, the illustrator for One Punch Man, not the author. He's the illustrator. And he does change things for the manga from one's webcomic, so I guess he does change some story beats. But he has started his own animation studio.
Okay.
He's pretty fed up with the way that things have gone with like Jujutsu Kaisen and even One Punch Man in some ways in the anime industry. The way that people are getting crunched to almost like passing out.
Yeah.
And so his intent is to do that without that.
Yeah.
But if you see people saying, well, yeah, the creator of One Punch Man started his own... Well, technically, no. Creator is one. Murata is the guy that does all of the art. If you've ever seen the webcomic for One Punch Man, it's like so different from the manga. One is not an artist. It hasn't always been to that level, Dark. It's always been bad, but like the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff is way worse. So an average workday in Japan can easily be 16 hours, right? Because you also count all the time after you're off the clock that you're expected to go out with managers and things like that to drink. But the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff has had them in the studio for like 22 hours. They get to leave for 2 hours and they have to come back. It's been rough. Yeah. So it's good that he's trying to give a better... His goal is literally to make something as good without having to do that. And I think having seen the man's art, if he gets artists like him, I think he could probably do it. But...
Yeah.
Because I'm sure at some point in there, no matter how good those episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen look, at some point in there, they're going to start losing quality because the artists are completely out of it from having been awake for so long.
That's rough.
From there, we get into some better news. We have the FF14 Dawn Trail announcements, the new stuff that's come from the Final Fan Fest. I spelled that word wrong. There we go. We have a new job shown off called Pictomancer from FF6 Realm, right? Some people are kind of upset about it because they don't like the way that it looks. Other people love it. And it's very polarizing right now, but the memes are great. There's already been memes of like a computer with a Pictomancer hat on top of it for like AI art, or somebody that's queued into a raid and they're having to draw the boss in the middle of the boss fight. Memes are great.
Yeah. Now, look, you know, it's kind of funny though. I don't know when it started because I can't recall it in the first one. I don't know where it started. It would be I mean, I don't know. I don't know well enough. But at some point, no, there was okay. So Final Fantasy is this weird mix
Yeah.
of like, of fantasy, the elves, wizard type thing,
Yeah.
in a way, and technology,
Yeah.
and also having like this weird thing that doesn't fit. Like in the first Final Fantasy, it's not as bad. There's a bridge you go across, you find like a mech warrior
Yeah.
after you've been fighting dragons and things
Yeah.
like that. That's a very super rare chance you get it.
Yep.
Just out of the blue.
Omega.
There's a couple of them where you go through and you're fighting you have these wicked summons, all these big, tough looking things going through, and you have that little thing, that little white thing with little pink wings or whatever. The nose,
The Moogle.
Moogle. Thank you. Yeah, and like a Moogle there, and they're powerful.
Yeah.
And in Final Fantasy VII, one of the toughest things you could trying to kill it, not the toughest, not by far, but was a running cactus.
Yeah, the Cactuar. Final Fantasy 9 and the Tonberry.
Oh yeah. What I don't. Anyway,
I'm with you.
Going with that.
There is no like one set style for Final Fantasy, and that's why I think it still fits absolutely fine. Not even counting that Realm, exists and is a character in Final Fantasy VI. But we also got a new limited job. I just want to point out real quick, Dark, I do agree with you, and we'll see if he's able to pull it off. But we have a new limited job. For anybody who doesn't know, the limited jobs in FF14 are jobs you can't take into roulettes and stuff with everybody else. You can't take them into dungeons with all the higher level characters. They have a lower level cap than the main jobs, but they get to do incredibly busted things. So like Blue Mage can learn the spell that shoots a fish at people to silence them, but it can also learn level 5 death. So, you can't take that into a raid. You can't just level 5 death the raid boss.
Yeah, because it's just a matter of being able to cast a spell just a little bit farther.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But they're adding Beastmaster, which will also be a limited job, and I'm really excited for it because you can tame the different beasts of the realm and be able to do cool stuff with them. There are like dungeons and stuff that are exclusive to Blue Mage, Dark, and there's also instances that are exclusive to Blue Mage. I do wish they would just remove like Doom and level 5 death and make it a full job, because I really like the way Blue Mage works. You have to go learn the spells, but there was worry that people then wouldn't let you into groups because you hadn't learned the right spells to be meta. And so it does work as a limited class. You can take it to any content below the level that it's at, right? So you can go into like...
That doesn't count as meta.
No, I agree with you, but that's the way that it's used,
Yeah, I understand. I understand. But look, we're going to go fight this thing. Now, you can cast death, right?
Yeah.
No. Crap. We need someone to cast death.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That would be a conversation that would happen in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see it. They're being used at that. That's a thin line, but...
Well, it was always its own separate thing when they made it. It was separate from the beginning. They said that they didn't want to have to try and balance dungeons around the abilities they were going to give it. And it has some really fun side content you can only do as Blue Mage. You have to unlock Blue Mage and level Blue Mage. But again, it's all separate. You don't have to unlock Blue Mage. Never have to touch Blue Mage, But they're making a new one of those. So a lot of people agree with you, Dark. A lot of people are really mad that Blue Mage and Beastmaster are limited jobs. I would also rather they be full jobs, but I like playing them in the way they are as it is. I'm very much on the line of I wish it was different, but I do like what I have, so I'll play it the way it is,
Yeah.
I felt the exact same way about Guardian and Lotro of before the rework of, man, this is not fun to me. I understand a lot of people like it. I'll play it as it is, but I don't like it at all. And then they reworked it, and I was like, yeah, this is great. And other people were like, no, it sucks now. Like, well, what can you do? They're adding new zones. Of course, it's expansion, right? They're adding a new race. It is a female Hrothgar, so you get to be lion women. But
okay,
Like I said, a lot of people agree with you, Dark. But I'm not a huge fan of Hrothgar compared to their inspiration. Originally, they were inspired by the Ronso from Final Fantasy X, but the Hrothgar don't have the horns that the Ronso have. I don't think they look bad or anything. I have a male Hrothgar that's one of my characters, and I'll make a female Hrothgar because why not? But I wish they had the horns, from the Ronso. The horns are cool. They not so far that they've shown. They don't. They do look pretty cool. And then other than that, just, hey, level cap goes up again. New abilities will be coming in for everybody. All the usual stuff. But I really like the look of this expansion. It looks like we're going on an island vacation. They also showed off, because the last expansion you got a spaceship, right? To be able to go to the moon. So they showed off that you're going to be able to go to other planets for the gathering content. And the planets are going to be each individual and unique. So they already have Starfield beat there. So I'm excited. I'm sure they will, Dark. But so that's where we're at with Dawn Trail. No Man's Sky moment. Yeah, go to other planets. Can't do that in Starfield, can't you? So the last announcement that we have for today is Synergy. Now, normally, I actually had this already loaded up in Steam, Dark, but I'll pull it up again in another window to give you the rundown of what they say it is.
Oh my gosh.
I love that Dark and I can just snipe at each other. Not this Synergy, Steam. Why are there two games on?
See? Why didn't you just click and paste that to something else? Like a notepad.
Because I had it already pulled up in the app. Dark. Synergy is a post-apocalyptic city builder roguelike on another planet. So there's been an apocalypse on an alien planet, and you have to build the city for your people that have fled to this planet.
All right. That's outrageous. Truly outrageous.
Outrageous. And this is going to be coming sometime in Q1 of this year. But it looks pretty cool. It's got a really interesting art style. It's almost cell shaded. Like it's not quite cell shaded. It's got more defined lines than cell shaded normally does.
Okay.
Like it's not that boxy style, but it almost looks like it kind of looks like Futurama. But more concrete, more cemented, more. It's really hard to put into words, but I will send you the screenshot and I'll put it up on screen.
Well, I'm just glad you caught that, Faith. That was the important thing.
There you go.
Okay. Come on.
That out of the way. Where is this? Where did the picture go? There it is. There you go. I think it got kind of a cool look.
It does. Yeah, I understand. I see what you're saying about the Futurama look to it. Like it's not super detailed, but
yeah.
But more. Look, I don't know. Looks cool.
Pal World is coming out on the night. Pokemon, but with guns.
Oh, okay.
So
I would do that too, but the product that would come from me doing that would be probably a lot different than that.
Let's talk about the news.
All right.
Starting with Star Citizen's Everything Pack.
Okay.
So for anybody who doesn't remember, Star Citizen is a thing. I hesitate to call it a game. It isn't out yet. You can if you back it, if you buy into it, you can fly ship around, but most of the game elements of it are not there. But if you want to get it, yeah, Star Citizen exists. Thank you. If you want to buy into it, a new pack has dropped and was requested by people that were already playing Star Citizen. And it gives you everything, all of the ships.
All right.
How much do you think this pack is going for? You thinking like 69, 79?
Well, see, look, there's a thing. This is the everything pack. It is a special thing, but I don't know what would be. It could be like or maybe around 39. It might be like $3.99.
$48,000.
It'd be $48,000 for digital crap.
Yep. In a game, you can't. There's no game. It's just flying the ships around.
Oh. Okay, I see.
Now, just in case nobody remembers, Star Citizen was originally in Kickstarter in 2012. It has been in development for 12 years. So yeah, if you want the everything pack, $48,000. But you'll get 175 vessels. At this point, look, guys, stop making ships. Make the game.
Oh, yeah. I've had an idea.
But why would they when people keep spending this much on ships? Also, just to clarify, you can't even buy this pack unless you've already spent $1,000 on the game. So technically, it's $49,000. So you have to spend money to buy things that are in this pack to be able to buy the pack.
So, what? Surely you're getting the bulk price, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
So they don't have like you're saving this much money.
No, it's
Like
literally just everything
89,000.
together.
It's like, hey, this is half price of what it would be, you know.
Oh, Waverly, that would be brilliant if that's what was actually happening. But no, it doesn't include anything else they make in the future. And if it does, I'm sure they'll just raise the price of the pack to compensate. As
Right.
Kotaku points out here, you could spend that on that, or you could spend it on things that humans need to live, where it would be a lot more helpful. But if you just really wanted to spend it on video games, you could spend that on 800 copies of any game at $60. You could get 800 games at $60, double that amount at $30. Or you could buy all these ships in a game you can't fully play.
So you can get that queued if you just buy platinum hits. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Go back and find those Nintendo Selects they don't make anymore for $20. Just buy indie games. You can buy every indie game that came out on Steam last year.
Oh my gosh. That is for me, there's like so many people, and I'm one of them. Believe me. $48,000. That is at this point like life-changing money.
Absolutely.
I know you have to be very, very smart with it to really make it that, but right? Oh my gosh. It's just so. It's like it doesn't even like my brain can't work around it. It's like the dumbest thing.
Yep. And as Darks pointed out, half those ships they're still working on.
Uh,
But since we're talking about dumb stuff, let's let's talk about what happened with Wizards this.
okay.
So Wizards of the Coast lied about using AI.
Not for the cards, though, right?
Not for the cards, but Wizards put out a thing saying that they were not going to use AI for any of their stuff because they value their artists, they value their people, and then over Christmas they fired like 400 of their artists.
Mhm.
And so then a new Twitter post came out that was marketing for the new Fallout packs, and it was AI generated. After they just got done releasing a statement saying they weren't going to use AI for art, for anything. They said for anything, not just for card art. They said that they would always value their human artists.
Yeah.
It was very obviously AI art. There was a coffee machine in the back that wasn't a coffee machine, and the pipes on that coffee machine went into each other and out of each other in ways that pipes can't work that way. There were multiple parts where you could see where Midjourney had just given up on small details.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot with Midjourney. It's called zippering, for anybody that doesn't know. It's where the zipper value gets worse as you go down because the computer gets tired of drawing the zipper. Wizards then said, no, this wasn't AI, this was human drawn. And then when evidence was showed of zoom-ins of zippering, they said, well, we were lied to. We were told by our third-party artist that it was human drawn. We were deceived. Wizards, you can't fool us. We know better.
They were all deceived. Look, we're AI is a new. It's going to be part of a new age of humanity.
Yeah.
I think it's unavoidable at this point. I know it's easy to look back through history and to ancient times and go, gosh, we are so much smarter than them. When you actually read all the stories, people haven't changed at all. There's always going to be greedy people that are going to try to take advantage of it. And like the fact that any company as sleazy as Wizard of the Coast is using human artists at all at this moment.
Yeah.
And it's still got leaps and bounds it's going to go over the next few years.
Yeah.
You know, they're still using human artists at this moment. You know, that's simple pressure they're worried about for the kickback.
Yeah. And I don't think people would have been so upset. As obviously some people would have been mad anyway because, you know, AI art. But I don't think people would have been near upset if they hadn't tried to double down on being like, no, this isn't AI art.
I don't think so. It was like, yeah, no, we did. We had it do it for this ad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't do it on the cards.
Right.
You know, have some transparency.
Yeah.
Stop treating people like they're, look, you know how I feel about people.
Mm-hmm.
We are each the most rare thing. Never been anything like you in the history of the universe, and there never will be again. That counts for each and every one of us. We are the human species. We are dumbasses. You know, but you can't treat your customers like that, you know, and that's what they do consistently, time and time again. Don't worry. The masses are stupid.
Yeah.
And they will consume this, and then they get called out, and there's all this, well, it wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
We were lied to us.
Yeah.
We were lied to. I don't know. It's crap.
Yeah, eventually that's how it's going to go dark. Like Runger was saying, it's amazing that they still have regular artists right now, but
yeah, it'll happen pretty soon. The on different like on music, different art forms, there will be, if you're going to sell them, if you're going to start selling your art in the future, you're going to have requirements, to tag it.
Yeah.
Can you tag this as human made?
Yeah. I've already seen some art that people drew on Twitter that somebody was like, well, this is AI generated. You can do better than this. I've seen your old stuff. And the artist is like, no, this is not. Here's the stream where I drew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
I do have another company that was caught lying this week.
Okay.
Which is
Surprise,
Nexon.
Surprise. What was that? Sorry.
Nexon.
Oh, really? Go ahead.
So Nexon was fined $8.9 million for lying about lowering their gacha rates.
That's nothing.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you it was a lot of money, but they made $420 million last year, so 8.9 is nothing. That's a drop in the bucket.
It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt the people who are rich and get cheating people and like really really benefiting for it.
Yeah. Yeah, they do make MapleStory. They also make Bubble Fighter.
So many.
Second, a sudden attack, all that stuff.
No, give the numbers again.
Please. They made 4.8 billion.
4.8 billion.
And they lost 8.9 million.
Yeah. So like 1 million seconds ago was last week.
Yeah.
1 billion seconds ago is like the late 70s, maybe the early 80s, I think.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference. Yeah.
They're already saying that just in the first, this is the 9th day of the month? Yeah. Just in the first 9 days of the month, they've probably already made 8.9 million. They've made that back in days.
Yep.
What they got caught in, is that in the game Bubble Fighter, you can get cubes. And the cubes are gacha. I don't disagree with you, Dark. Players pay about 2,001 per cube to draw a cube, right? Almost like a slot machine style gacha, where you just get the one. You don't get 10, and you have chances. What they did is, without telling anybody anything, they lowered the rate at which higher rarity cubes drop and removed the mythic cubes from the game, from the drop table, right? You couldn't even get those, while still showing that there was a chance you could get them, and showing there was a pity where if you rolled like 90 of them, you could get one guaranteed. That was never going to happen because they removed them from the drop table. Yeah. Don't forget, those of you who are still stuck in gacha hell, because trust me, I've been there. I know. Companies can just do that at any time. They can just do that at any time, and you will not know they're doing it.
It's really gonna go hoping you had like an ad, you can call in, you can get a sponsor,
right?
They'll call you and be like, "Put down the phone."
Yeah.
No, I know you're about to open it up. Put down the phone. We've been there.
Come play instead. Raid Shadow.
Raid Shadow. Oh man.
No, at any time. Yeah. The companies. I'll wait for the ad break is officially ended according to Twitch. The companies that run those gacha games can do that at any time, and there's nothing you can do about it. And the only way you're ever going to know they did it is because they're going to get called out by a company eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
But
like that fine means nothing. They could put everything back in the game at a higher percentage, give all that away, and still they've made money.
Yep. They could literally do this again this year, and they've already made enough money to pay it off again if it's the same amount.
I guarantee that company's not that big.
Yeah. Well, talking about companies that aren't very big, I've got some good news for you.
Okay.
NCSoft is licensing City of Heroes. to be able to have servers again where you can publicly play City of Heroes with other people instead of having to run your own private server.
Right. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the one. That character creator on there was like way ahead of its time, I do believe.
Oh, yeah.
But what you could do with it and what you could make.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend who was pretty sure it was that one. A friend he was an artist. He was a very good artist. And he would sit for hours on that.
Yeah.
You know, make like picture perfect.
Yeah.
Superheroes on there.
It was really fun to play too.
About
Homecoming is the one that's going to be doing the hosting of the servers. NCSoft has licensed them to do it. And the best part about it to me is that all of your accounts and characters you already have for the game can be transferred over no problem. They're all saved on the server that NCSoft has, and they're going to be able to make sure you got that. And they're making new stuff. Homecoming will be making new stuff for City of Heroes. And the game will still continue to be completely free.
That's cool.
I'm sure they'll put in like a paid shop for like cosmetics and stuff because it's hard to run a free MMO without that. But this is a game that many years ago I found at a Goodwill for like $3 because you couldn't play it anymore. You know?
Yeah.
And so it's cool that it's coming back.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you on a little bit of a bumpy road here because the next bit of news I have for you is pretty bad. The news after that is pretty good, and the news after that is pretty bad. And it was going to end on that high point, but then we got some more news earlier. So, the actress that's been playing Mary Jane in the Marvel Spider-Man games has quit doing any kind of acting for video games. And a lot of people said, well, the harassment she's talking about is just some vocal fans. No, she showed receipts. There were some people that were very upset that she wasn't more attractive as Mary Jane, their own words, and they were showing up at her other auditions or showing up at other shoots, calling her office. I can't say I blame her at all for quitting.
No, it's so stupid. First of all, there's a casting director. If you're upset about the casting, at least be mad at the right person.
Yep.
If there's some issue there.
Yep.
That's so dumb.
Just leave people alone.
Show. Is it good? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah. And people like the games. She doesn't look like Mary Jane, is what I've seen a lot of people say. Yeah, all the characters look different in that game, man. They all look different. Peter Parker looks like he's 12. It's fine. I saw that and I was like, oh, I hate some people. I can't fathom you play a game and you love the game and you go, yeah, but I don't like this one actress, so I'm going to show up to make sure she knows I don't like that. And like you said, it's not even her fault. She auditioned for the role like everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, no, they modeled it after her face. But I also think she has no control what her face looks like either. That's not her fault if you don't like it.
Yeah.
And she did a fine job. Yeah, it's unfortunately, I wish it wasn't the case. I expect that kind of thing to happen more as we have more AAA games that are the characters' faces being rotoscoped in for the models.
And look, that creates the uncanny valley that creates is wider than if you would just make the face.
Yeah, I agree.
In the engine.
I agree. There are places that can make it work, right? Like Capcom with Resident Evil, where they rotoscoped that hamburger for 20 hours to make it look like a real hamburger. Yeah, those characters look like the actors. They're great. They're fine. They look like people, right? But that's because they had the budget to rotoscope them for hours. Just people are dumb. Leave. You mentioned it earlier. People haven't changed.
No.
We're incredible and also the worst. So just leave this lady alone, man.
Yeah. Leave her alone. Stop. Look, there is the saying that patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
Y'all start trying to make stuff so fast.
Yeah.
Just so you can have it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think people that harass people like in real life should definitely face some consequences. And I didn't say the actress's name on purpose. I'm not going to. I'm not going to put it in the chat. And I ask that you don't put it in the chat because I've seen so many articles that were like, this is the person's name. And then comments under the articles that were like, oh, so that's her name. I didn't know how to look her up. Like, don't help these people.
Well, yeah. That's such a dumb. Yeah, that's a very dumb news story. Yeah.
Now, I have some good news for you.
Okay.
Hopefully try to bring you up here. Let's talk about Toby Fox and Undertale Yellow. So this is not a game announcement or anything. That's not anything he's working on. This is a fan game from Undertale.
Okay.
And this is kind of a long story. I'm going to cut it as short as I can. After Undertale released, Toby Fox went on Twitter at the time and then also like on some other platforms and even in interviews to say that he didn't have the capability to control the spread that the music from Undertale was taking, and he was worried that people would get into legal trouble trying to use it in like YouTube videos, on Twitch streams, things like that. So he partnered with a company to be able to make sure that the music was copywritten, but also people would be allowed to use it. So if you got a copyright claim on YouTube or on Twitch, then you could appeal it. The company would approve the appeal and you'd be fine. You'd still monetize your stuff.
Right.
Right. Somewhere over the last 7 years, that company stopped doing things the way Toby Fox wanted them to do with his music.
Okay.
And so they started stopping people from getting their claims removed and started taking down videos. And now this made it sound like, what does this have to do with Undertale Yellow, right? The fan game. Well, the fan game has new music in it, but the new music uses the Undertale music as a sample, right? It takes from those leitmotifs, it builds upon them to make its own thing.
Okay.
All of that music was getting claimed on Spotify, on YouTube, everything by this company. So, the people making Undertale Yellow reached out to the president of this company, Sebastian Wolf, to try and work this out. Sebastian Wolf got a little belligerent with them, informed them that fan games were still using the original and that they should have taken out a whole bunch of copyrights to be able to use it, and went through their company and everything, even though Toby Fox had said anybody could do anything they wanted with that music. So they tried to explain that to him, and he told them that if they could prove to him that Toby Fox had said that, he would give $10,000 to a charity of their choice. When they proved it to him, did not do that. Dug in his heels, and they changed the website to say that fan games are also included in our takedowns and things like that. Now that would have been the end of it, right? Because they can't do anything at that point.
This is not, hey, we're gonna run an ad at the beginning of your video. And then that's all you're gonna. That's what you get. You know? This is like, no, you don't get to put the video up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And this would have been the end of it, because what other recourse did they have at this point when the people that own the copyright to the music aren't working with them, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Undertale Yellow account put out a tweet that says, hey, Toby Fox asked us to relay this message on his behalf, because Toby Fox found out about it all and reached out to the fan team and had them release the statement. He didn't release the statement. He had them release the statement, and then he commented under it to make sure everybody understood that he actually had done that. I want to read the statement to you. Sebastian is right. The Undertale Yellow Team did not receive explicit permission from me to publish any music until recently. However, even if Sebastian is technically correct, the way that he handled this situation was wrong. Making a bet against the creator of a fan work is extremely unprofessional in a way I shouldn't even have to explain. As I have explained to Sebastian in private, if well-meaning fans have made a mistake, it should be our job to figure out how to help them make it right. More than anything, we should be supporting the love and passion of our fans at every opportunity. As a token of apology, I've donated $20,000 to the charity of Undertale Yellow Team's choice, Able Gamers. You can consider it as $10K for Sebastian and $10K from myself. Thanks, everyone, for being understanding.
Okay.
He also goes on to say that, like, hey, I'm going to try and make sure all this gets ironed out so nobody has any more problems. Because it seemed like the company was trying to also take down, like, essays about Undertale that just had the music in the background. And obviously he doesn't want that because that's publicity more for his already incredibly popular game.
Yeah. It was handled poorly from the get-go.
Yeah.
The right for the copyright, the company should says it no more than, hey, you know, like I said, we're going to run an ad before your video starts.
Yep.
And that is our compensation. Because that to me sounds more like, dude would have been a lot more happy with, that's how it worked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then everything's covered legally.
Yeah.
Then no harm, no foul.
Yeah, and that's not a claim. That's just a note of copyright, right? That is, hey, it's fine. When I did the video on your music, I got a copyright notice of, hey, this is our music. We're going to run the ads. Your video gets to stay up. Like, cool. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know. But it does seem like there was probably a myriad of ways that this could have been solved in discussions, and quite possibly one of the worst ways was handled.
I'm going to make a bet with the fan game that they're wrong.
No, these are people who are keeping your game alive.
Yep.
These are people who are going to get somebody to pay that. What is it? It's like $10 game, isn't it?
I think it's 20, but yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Game? I think it's been because of conversion rates. It actually sells for cheaper.
Yeah, probably
other locations, and it got rid of the piracy.
Right.
In that area. But yeah, that's just, it's just a dumb, arrogant thing for a company to do.
Yep.
And I can't even really bring into like, it had any kind of malevolence to it.
Yeah.
He took it to that level.
He did, yeah.
Sure.
It didn't have to be that way.
Yeah, from where he was coming from, you have firm ground.
Yeah.
The other people have firm ground to stand on too.
Yeah.
And you figure out how to make that bridge so everything's cool. Nobody has to worry about it anymore.
Also, this is the president of the company. Surely he could just reach out to Toby Fox and be like, hey, did you give him permission? When he goes, yeah. They go, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. Although I just want to, before we move on, I want to point out that this one tweet that says, personally, I'd just vanish from all public spaces if someone donated $10,000 on my behalf because I refused to back down and donate it myself. Oh, just
okay.
It does kind of feel that way, Remas. It does kind of feel that way.
Yeah. It is. It is arguing straight from ego.
Yeah.
Now everybody's gonna have to deal with ego on some level when dealing with situations, and sometimes you rely on it more than others.
Yeah.
But that it seems like what he was doing, it was just straight, arguing from ego.
Yeah.
Like that title, that business title, somehow conferred upon him
Yeah.
a better rank of human.
Right.
You know?
Well, the last news I have for you is unfortunately bad news.
Trey.
SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah.
How do I even want to say this? SAG-AFTRA signed a deal with Replica AI. And this is kind of big news in a lot of ways, because Replica is a application you can use to be able to copy voices. A lot of people use it for like YouTube videos and stuff, or like Dingother says this, or the Dovahkiin says this, you know. However, what makes this a huge story in a lot of ways is last year, SAG-AFTRA went on strike to prevent companies from using their talents' voices in AI programs without permission. Like, they had clauses added to all of their contracts stopping people and companies from being able to hire them unless they agreed that, hey, we won't use your voices unless we specifically say in the contract that we want to use your voice. And your member of the union has to sign saying they understand that for us to be able to move forward. Now, SAG-AFTRA says that they reached this agreement with Replica with all of their members during CES. I have a short list of actors that are in SAG-AFTRA that have come out publicly and said, I didn't even know this was happening. I definitely didn't give my consent to this. That list includes Neil Kaplan, who is the current voice of Optimus Prime, Xander Mobus, who is Joker from Persona, Greg Baldwin, who is Uncle Iroh from Avatar, Chris Hackney, who is Rauru from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and Rusty from Armored Core 6, Elias Tufexis, I couldn't find a role for him, but he's listed under like a specific role. He's been a background actor for a bunch of video games, a bunch of TV shows, most recently the newest Star Trek games that have come out, the VR one. He's Spock in there, I believe.
Okay.
Kellen Goff, who is Freddy Fazbear. Casey Mongilio, who is Shinji Ikari from Evangelion, and Steve Bloom, who is Wolverine, as well as a million other roles. At first I saw people saying, well, maybe they just didn't include top talent in this decision. You cannot convince me that Steve Bloom is not top talent. You cannot convince me that Steve Bloom is not one of the people you want to run this by before you potentially get caught up in a lawsuit with him. There's no way they got approval from all these people. I cannot imagine a world where all of these different people come out to try and burn SAG-AFTRA by lying about this. Especially when they just got done fighting against this last year.
Yeah. There's probably some thing was like, okay, we can do it, but you will get compensated.
I'm sure.
We just don't have to. We don't have to pay for you to be here.
Yeah,
you're not gonna make near as much money. I mean, look, dude, I could spend if I had the money, I could spend some money right now and put out like a spoken word album.
Yeah,
and it's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
doing reciting the lines.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it wouldn't be, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be a weird thing.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing. People, it's on one hand, it's a very basic thing, right? For most people, it's like if you have to deal with people every day, or you can deal with your computer every day. A lot of people probably pick computer.
Absolutely.
So on one level, it's just that, I don't want to deal with artists and voice actors or people.
Hmm.
They're annoying. Well, that's true, but they're also people.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna be able to truly replace them.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's an ugly thing because
It
you
is.
have to do what you're going up against the moneymakers.
Yeah.
They're going up against the moneymakers saying, "Hey, don't do this."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, we can squeeze y'all out and we can make more money. Why shouldn't we do this?"
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. When you have big names like that and you've excluded them from the conversation, that really feels like, hey, we don't need you.
Yeah.
And it's like a bizarre thing too, because I have been a big proponent of, once Fran Drescher took over as the president of SAG-AFTRA, like the stuff she's been pushing for has been great. Up until, and I'm not even saying that I would be opposed to a contract where they could handle the AI stuff and make sure that the people in the union were being taken care of with that. But when you don't include a bunch of your people, that doesn't tell me you're going to take care of your people. That tells me this is about the money. I'm sure we'll have more of this in the upcoming weeks as more information comes out about it. There'll probably be another strike, but this time it'll be union members against the union.
Well, maybe something like that, but it's not hard for anybody to look from this point, and to see the things as cheap and shallow as a lot of art we see is, to see things that can't be replaced by AI.
Yeah.
That follow because they follow a formula or whatever.
Yeah.
Going through. And it's gonna be interesting whichever way it goes.
Yeah.
However it goes. So
probably gonna get worse before. Hopefully we reach an equilibrium at some point.
Well, no, I feel like if it gets worse, it's just gonna stay that way.
Yeah.
And all art will just basically take the form of busking.
Yeah.
You perform it on the streets locally for people.
Yeah.
Everything that's pushed through the media, because it's like YouTube. YouTube's not amateurs anymore.
No, it's not.
It's a big professional system. It's just the way it goes. We'll have to see. I don't have high hopes, I guess.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. So, like I said, I hate to end you with like bad news here, but unfortunately, it's. I understand, Dark, but that is something that happened today after I got off work. But after I woke up from my nap, I saw it, and I was like, okay, yeah, we can't just not talk about that. That's maybe could possibly be the biggest news of the year. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, we did have to end on a low note there, but hopefully you can bring us up with your corner. Throw us in there, please, sir.
All right. Well, as you know, we always start this off with a happy birthday, and I chose this person for today's birthday with someone in mind. You'll either know who that person is or you won't. There's going to be no in between, I don't think. But you're going to say happy birthday to Crystal Gale. She is 73 years old today. She was a country singer. And that was actually for somebody who'll probably never see this. But I'm pretty sure Trey knows who it's for.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Crystal Gale. At 73, I'm sure you just got better stuff to do.
I am excited, though, for the paragraph I'm going to get later. I always love those. I don't want you to think I don't. I'm not trying to be ironic. I legitimately love those.
Okay. You say so. Sorry, Dark. Life is life. Or a family.
No, I want to hear your opinion on some of that.
All right, so look. There's a story I got for you tonight. I don't know how to feel about this, because if it doesn't seem to be such a thing anymore, but there used to be a lot of talk in politics, especially on like state and lower level, things about tort reform,
Yeah.
what you can do, what constitutes a lawsuit. For a lot of people, there's the, they spilled hot coffee on them and they sued.
Yeah.
And that does, if I put it that way, that does seem rather silly.
Right.
When you actually find out everything that happened and what happened, then that's not,
Yeah, not so silly anymore.
Yeah, it's not so silly anymore. But having said that, there has been a lawsuit filed against a Dunkin' Donuts. It is filed by a man named Paul Kerouac.
Okay.
And is seeking more than $100,000 in a lawsuit that's been filed. It was filed Wednesday in Orlando. And it's filed against Dunkin' Donuts, and particularly the location in Winter Park, Florida.
Okay.
Right. And it has to do with a situation that happened there a year ago. Now, I don't have the step-by-step. I'm going to go kind of set up what happened, though it'll be quite apocryphal, so to speak, right? Okay. So, Mr. Kerouac stops at this Dunkin' Donuts in Florida.
Yeah.
Winter Park. Okay. As he's prone to do. Don't think it's first time. Goes in and he gets in there and he's got a little bubbly tummy. And it came on quick. Maybe he got his coffee and took a couple of good swigs and then realized that went,
right.
That started the works before he could get out of the door.
Yeah.
So he heads to the bathroom and he looks in there, and it's he goes in there, and it's one of those toilets that it doesn't have a tank on it. It's just the pipes. It sounds like a jet engine when you flush it. It looks there, and let's see. Okay. Oh God. All right. So who's in there? He looks. His stomach's bubbling. He's got to go. And this toilet is in no condition to be used.
Okay.
So the first step in maybe trying to rectify this in some form or fashion, and he's obviously running out of time,
right,
is to flush it. And see if some of this mess will get out of the way. And upon doing so, apparently the toilet exploded and covered Mr. Kerouac in, now I do have the thing here. Mr. Kerouac was covered in human feces, urine, and debris as he walked out of the men's room seeking help from workers and the store's manager. According to the lawsuit, an employee told him that they were aware of the problem with the toilet since there had been previous incidents. And I don't have any more I don't have any more details, or no more details were released about the explosion.
That's why out of order signs exist.
I would think so. That seems maybe that might be a point of liability. Through that.
Also, that employee's getting fired, right? Because as soon as they said that, this whole thing kicked off.
Well, I just picture like this guy, this thing just exploded on him. And apparently it caused an injury that he's still kind of dealing with. So I don't know what kind of explosion this was.
Right.
That he's dealing with. So he comes stumbling out of the bathroom after this toilet exploded, just covered in waste. injured, possibly I do believe to the point of like going to the ER.
Yeah.
Right.
My main worry was the porcelain.
Yeah. That's that can shatter and cause some. Pink eye. Yeah, no, it would be awful. But you come out after experiencing all this trauma, and you're standing there, help me, like the freaking toxic waste Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
And some employee goes, is toilet acting up again?
Yeah.
So he's suing him for $100,000.
Yeah.
Dollars. The claim is for severe and long-term injuries.
Yeah. I'd add trauma in there too. You ever flush a public toilet again after that?
I don't know. I don't know if he has an aversion to. I'm just saying, to me, that I can't really argue with that price. I think that's a fair price that he's asking.
Yeah.
I think he could be asking for a lot more.
Yeah. Or carrying a cane with you everywhere.
My life would never be the same again.
Yeah, no. And again, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh yeah, I'm going to sue for this, right? I'm normally the guy that's like, okay, that company burned me, I'll never mess with them again. As soon as the employee says, oh yeah, we knew that was a problem. No, it's on. What? Excuse me?
You know what? I didn't know what you were going to say, and all of a sudden, that's exactly what I wanted you to say.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought that fill it in on the important stories that happen around the world. That's the ones we need to hear, and that's the ones I try to find each week.
Careful if you get to a public bathroom. Look at those twice from now on.
Yeah. Well, look, the situation gets worse when I think the poor guy's standing there not feeling well, and like looking at this one thing, he's like going, what's down there? He's like, I hope this flushes.
Yeah.
To even give it a shot.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he's in bad shape already.
Yeah, he's not running to another store. He's not. And it did not work out for him.
Man, I hate to say it, at that point, poop in the sink. Just.
You can't upper deck it. It doesn't have a tank.
Right.
Break everything.
Dark, right. He can't sue the poop out of them because they're already out of it. It was all on him.
Yeah.
All right. Let's throw it to the outro. Do you have any plugs, sir?
No. Be careful, folks. If you ever have to, for some reason, are in the situation where you have to use a public restroom, the public,
very dark.
The public is kind of nasty, really.
Yeah.
Overall, but
they don't have your best interests at heart.
No, they don't. But no, I don't have it. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. I appreciate everybody spending the time and interacting, throwing your thoughts up on the screen. It means a lot.
Yeah.
It really, really does. That's all I got, Bo.
So, quick announcements again. I said it at the start, said I'd say it at the end. We're at the end. So, tomorrow, no stream. We're giving Rundgren the night off. He finished Relicta. We forgot to talk about that in weeks. You finished Relicta.
Yeah. Yes, I did. And look, I still think that's a great game. Really dig the protagonist. I think it's worth a play. I think you need to be able to sit down and relax and play it, and not try to do it in 2-hour segments.
Yeah.
I do think that's a great game, though.
It's also way too long, in my opinion. There were 3 different times that I was like, "Oh, this is a pretty solid ending."
The way they set it up at the end, yeah. But they do only to give the end that they did.
Yeah,
that is a little bit stretched out. Maybe one thing, one negative for the game.
Yeah, but we'll be back Thursday. We're gonna be doing the Ouroboros cycle. I said it at the start. We're probably not finishing the Ouroboros cycle Thursday. We're probably gonna take 2 Thursdays. I've got it all written up now, and it added 40 pages doing the last 5 05 members. So we have 10 still to cover. We'll probably do 5 and 5 if I had to guess. Maybe 6 and 4, depending. But we'll get those done. Friday we'll be doing Vampire Survivors. I promised it a while back. We're gonna go ahead and do Vampire Survivors. It would have to be much longer. And then it'll work out though if we do both Thursdays with it, because starting the 21st is Rundgren's vacation. So he's got the week of the 21st and the week of the 28th. We're still going to do the Monday streams on the 22nd and the 29th, but the rest of the streams, you'll just be stuck with me playing games. So if you also want to take a 2-week vacation, I understand, and I'll see you when you come back with Rundgren. But we're still gonna be having a good time. So hopefully everybody looks forward to that.
If you're in the Discord and have any questions or anything, you message me. I'll talk back.
Yeah. But Monday we'll be back with him on Mondays. You know, we're gonna do one stream of that, Dark. I have a bunch of other games I want to do that people have been asking for a while as well. But Monday we'll be back with him on Monday as well. I wasn't just trying to skip Monday the 15th, and then next Tuesday we'll be back with a regular Tuesday podcast. Thanks everybody for watching. Until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rundgren.
This has been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Life is to offer.